Hello, my name is Richard and I'm with Sacramento Party Jumps, and today we are going to watch a video that's going to show us how to set up and take down a standard bounce house. So shortly here we're going to see a gentleman walk into the video. His name is Andrew and he is the warehouse manager, and he's going to show us how to set up a magic castle. And from here he's dropping it in a specific way so the inflatable is facing towards the camera. Let's see here. What is he doing? He's bringing the blower over, and what he's going to do first to get the blower on is he's going to unstrap the straps just by pulling the strap, because it's just a standard slip knot. So if you just pull the strap, it'll become loose, and then from there he's just undoing the straps. And then from there he should roll out the inflatable just a little bit, and he's going to attach the blower tube onto the blower. Most of our blower tubes contain a alligator clip, I guess you could say. And from there he's going to attach the blower tube around the nozzle on the blower, and he's going to ensure that the strap is secure and nice and tight around the blower nozzle. And then he's going to turn on the bounce house right now. I think he just pressed the button. I'm not sure what he's doing here. Let's see what he's doing. I think he's just plugging in to get electricity. That's probably what he's doing. Let's see here. Okay, now he's back. Yeah, I think he just plugged it in, and now he's going to turn the blower on. And then from there, the inflatable is going to start inflating. As you can see, the blower is doing the work. And this is really nice here because the inflatable will roll out for you without you having to roll it out yourself. From here, you can just sit and relax. But Andrew right now, what he's doing is actually really important as well, is he's securing all of the air leakages throughout the inflatable. And air leakage could occur from the open blower tubes, zippers, patches, etc. And what he just did was he just closed one of the blower tubes that were open. Most inflatables have multiple blower tubes, just in case that they need more than one blower, but this inflatable only needs one 1-horsepower blower. And from there, he's just ensuring that the blower tube is nice and secure on the blower. And then from here, he's looking for a zipper. I believe the Magic Castle does have at least one zipper on it. And from there, yeah, he found the zipper. He's going to close the zipper up. And you want to do this while the inflatable is blowing up. So if you don't do it while the inflatable is blowing up, the inflatable is not going to blow up all the way, right? It needs to be fully secured and zipped up to ensure that it blows up and becomes completely inflated. Right now, there's not really much else he needs to do. Yeah, he just dropped it. He rolled it out a little bit to attach the blower tube onto the blower nozzle. He turned on the blower. He closed the openings to prevent air leakage. And from there, he just lets the bounce house do its thing. And then from here, typically you would make sure the customer likes exactly where it's placed, because once you stake it down or sandbag it, it's really hard to undo that and move it if the customer would not like the position. So you want to always make sure that the customer likes where it's at. So the customer asked him to move it like just a little bit to the left, I believe, or the right. Can't tell at this moment, but yeah, he's moving it to the satisfaction of the customer. Let's see what he's doing. He's moving it to the right a little bit. Ta-da. Okay. Yeah, I think the customer likes it. And then from there, he's going to begin the staking process. And staking is absolutely necessary in all four corners, regardless of the scenario. Each corner needs to be anchored down and secured. And that is what Andrew is working on right now. So yeah, he's just putting a stake through the loop on each corner, and he's going to hammer it in with a hammer. Now, of course, that is just an example just to show us how to do it, but we are in a warehouse, obviously, and we can't exactly hammer it in because it is cement. So in those scenarios, if a customer were to have a cement or AstroTurf, or for whatever reason we couldn't stake it in, we would use sandbags, and that's in the bottom left corner, those big blue bags. And right now he's going to attach the first one. Each sandbag will have a clip that you can just clip onto the loop that's on the corner of the inflatable. And then you would do that with all four corners, just as you would with the stakes. As you can see here, Andrew's taking the loop and he's taking the clip on the sandbag and he's just attaching them together, and he's ensuring that it's nice and secure. Voila. And that is how you set up a standard basic bounce house. And then from there, we're cutting to a pink castle bounce house. This is actually the exact same thing as the previous one, it's just a different color. And this one we're going to be showing you how to take down the inflatable. Right now I'm cutting towards Andrew, and right now the first thing you want to do is turn off the blower, detach the blower tube from the blower nozzle, and then you want to make sure it falls in the correct direction. So with most of these inflatables, you just want to have it fall forward. And then to ensure that after pushing it in the right direction, you just want to unstrap the strapped blower tubes and unzip the zipper so it deflates faster. And typically, once you undo the blower tubes and undo the zipper to save time, because it's hard to fold and roll it while it's still filled with air, you want to let it deflate. And while it is deflating, you would want to grab the blower, extension cords, stakes, hammer, sandbags, and put those in the truck while it's deflating, so you're saving time. And then from there, he is going to grab the front corner of the inflatable. He's going to pull it back. You want to make sure all of the fabric is inside the inflatable. And inside, I just mean like above the bottom, and you'll see what I mean here shortly. So he's pulling the front fabric towards the back, making sure all the fabric is inside the inflatable, and he's going to walk on it to get some of the air out, make sure it's nice and neat. And then from here, you can actually see that this is exactly how you want the inflatable to look before you start folding and rolling it. You can see that the inflatable, you can see the design of what the inflatable would look like if it was blown up, right? That's how you want each inflatable to look before you start folding and rolling it. You want to be able to see the design of the inflatable clearly as it were to be blown up, right? Now he's going to start folding the inflatable. He's going to take one side, fold it to the middle almost. And as you can see, if you look at you can see he's kind of like lining it up with the entrance, with the right side of the entrance. He's folding it to the right side of the entrance. He's making sure it's all lined up. And then he's going to take this side, and then he's going to fold it just about all the way over, or maybe he'll leave about a foot gap. He doesn't want the inflatable to be too short. If it's too short, it'll be hard to lean back on the dolly. And if it's too tall, it'll be too hard to pick up off the ground. So you want to make sure it's the perfect length, and typically that just means about a foot away from the edge. And what I mean by that is you can see the top fabric is just about like, it doesn't go all the way to the end, but it is like about a foot in distance from like the end of the fabric of the inflatable from the top fabric, I mean. And as you can also see, the zipper is on the outside of the inflatable, which is a good thing. The way you want to fold it is always leave the zipper on the outside part of the inflatable. So when you do roll it, more air comes out, and it becomes an easier roll, and everyone's life is easier because of it. So again, you want to leave the zipper outside of the inflatable. As you can see, that black Velcro, that's the zipper. And then you just want to leave that outside of the inflatable and folding it. And then from here, you'll see he's going to start the rolling process. He started off with like a triangle fold, and right here, the initial part of the roll is incredibly important. You want to get the first part really tight. It has to be really tight roll. You want to put a lot of downward pressure when starting off. If you start off loose, then the whole roll will be loose. If you start off tight, then it's a lot more likely the roll will come out nice and tight, and it'll be a great roll. So as you can see here, he's putting a lot of downward pressure. He's constantly pushing down to ensure that it's nice and tight. You always want to put some sort of downward pressure to ensure that the roll is tight. Look at that roll. It's like a nice piece of sushi. Look at that. You can just eat it. It's great. Anyways, he's going to fold the blower tubes in. We can't have the blower tubes hanging out. That is a safety hazard for you and the inflatable. And the reason why he left the blower tubes out initially is because while he's rolling it, he wants to get as much air out as possible. So he rolled it to get the air out, and then he tucked the blower tubes in. And then from there, he'll get the straps. He'll tie it. This is we call it a slip knot. There's a 4, and then you put your hand through the loop, and then you grab the part of the strap that's like just underneath the strap on the inflatable. If that makes any sense. And then he's gonna pull it through the loop. And then we'll have another example with the other side as well. And he'll tuck it in to make sure the strap isn't loose when he's transporting it. It's a safety hazard if you were to leave it loose. He'll make a 4, just like the last one, and then he'll make sure it's tight. He'll use his left thumb to pinch it to make sure it stays in place. And then he'll take his hand through the loop, pull the loop out, and then tighten it. And then he'll tuck it in. Ta-da! Very nice, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And from here, what I'm showcasing here is that one side is a lot thicker than the other side. Ideally, you want the thick side to be on the bottom because that's the base. And also when lifting it up, it's easier to lift up from the lighter side as well. So when you lift it up, you want to lift up from the lighter side and make sure that the thicker part of the inflatable is on the bottom. And you'll see what I mean when you actually like roll these things and you feel it. You'll always see that one side is a little thicker than the other. And from there, Andrew's all finished. We are going to showcase one more time how to pick these things up. Picking these things up is a really important thing that you know how to do well because injury can be prevalent if you don't do it correctly, right? So proper form is absolutely necessary. So essentially, when you're picking these things up, you want to avoid using your back, and it's really just a squatting motion and a shoulder press motion combined into one. It's kind of like a goblet squat almost. For those of you that don't know what a goblet squat is, it's like when you're squatting, but you're also like pushing dumbbells up at the same time. This is essentially what that is. So you're squatting down, and it's all your legs, and then you're just using your arms to like push up while using your legs, while trying to not engage your back. Just like that. Squat down, use your leg muscles, keep your back as straight as possible. Get your arms in there, squat up, push with your arms, just like that. That's exactly how you want to lift up the inflatable.